What's up, motivation? This comedian opened for me in Bloomington, Indiana. I off a recommendation from a friend of mine, and I loved her. I was like, this comedian, I need everyone on the planet to know who she is. Her name is Claire Sundbye. She is so fun. She is such a little weirdo. Go follow her, Little Shrimp Snack. And she gets into truly the most embarrassing dating story I've ever heard. This is number one. Whatever you think you've done in your life that is bad, Claire will let you know how bad it can really get. You have to hear her story. It definitely goes into the We're Having Gay Sex Hall of Fame. It is so good. And Maddie's on the episode, so always love that. My busy little star, Maddie. And then as always, patreon.com/WHGS to donate and get bonus episodes with us, as well as support this podcast. We cannot do it on ads alone. Certainly ads are helpful, but we would be at a loss with just the ads. So you go and donate $1, okay? It keeps us alive. And thank you for those of you who are donating. I hope you enjoy the episode. Listener, this episode is brought to you by Galatea. Galatea is a reading app where anyone craving a little me time can dive into a library of romance stories that leave you feeling recharged and fulfilled. There are over 1,000 bestsellers to choose from shifter romance to bad boy billionaires, forbidden love, werewolf alphas, slow burn fantasy, and much, much more. I absolutely love it. Nothing makes me feel more excited on the subway than a hot and steamy romance story. And right now, Galatea is offering for our listeners an extra 25% off on top of an already irresistibly affordable subscription when you go to galatea.com/gay. That's GALATEA.com/gay to indulge in unlimited stories for even less. Galatea.com/gay. Listener, this episode is brought to you by Tomboy X. Tomboy X doesn't just have the best underwear. They create sustainable, size, and gender-inclusive underwear, swimwear, and loungewear for all bodies to help customers feel comfortable in their own skin. I know I feel amazing in it, especially those wire-free bras. Am I right? Am I right, ladies? And don't just take my word for it. Here are some customer reviews. More supportive than my parents. And best of all, it's queer-founded, queer-run, and queer-designed. Use code GAY20 for 20% off your first purchase only at tomboyx.com. One more time, that's tomboyx.com and use code GAY20 for 20% off your first purchase. tomboyx.com.
I prefer like a small, like lower to the ground, confined space.
She sleeps in a dog bed at home.
Yes. Oh, I thought we were going to meet your dog.
I slept in it, and I instantly was just like, I could never go back. Ever.
This is fucking awesome. Does your back hurt ever, or is it like comfy?
Well, my back hurts all the time, but it hurt
We should just say, I don't know if you've noticed, Claire, but Maddie is having a little bit of a glow up right now.
Oh, thank you. It's been a lot of medical intervention.
But you showed...
No, not like plastic surgery or anything. That makes me sound so bitchy that I'm like, I know you think I got my face done. I literally look exactly the same. I just brushed my fucking hair.
I mean, I guess that's medical. That's a tool.
Yeah.
That's technology.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, anyway, Claire, I don't know if you know the format of the pod, but please jump in and interrupt us at any moment with bits and everything.
I will. And I wanted to be at my house instead of my retail job because I wanted to show you the dog bed.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I have to admit that Claire is a little bit of a project for me.
Everyone says this about me.
I'm going to be the one who succeeds. I met Claire because I asked Chris to open for me in Bloomington, Indiana. Mm-hmm. He said, why not Claire? And at the last minute, due to some comedy drama, I thought that I had an opener from the club in Indiana, and I'm not going to say which club this is. So I was like, fuck, I need an opener stat. Claire was the recommendation. And when I met Claire, I thought, what a talented, hilarious,
That's so nice of you.
smart young lady who really needs a lot of help.
Don't worry, she said the same thing about me.
This is like, I listen to the podcast. This is always how it goes. Ashley just fixes people.
Maddie's been more of a long-term project. The other two came out after a year, but Maddie we're still working on.
Hilarious.
The bit is that I trans all my co-hosts.
God, I can't wait. I really can't. I would crush. I would crush on the other side.
But
I'll pull out the archive, but they, them in middle school.
I mean,
Don't take credit.
and now you're back. You've regressed. You're back to she, they.
Don't take credit. Regressed is really funny.
But I guess Trump is doing his job.
He is.
Hilarious.
Holy mystery.
But Claire, when I met you, you drove the car. I got into the car at the airport. You were driving first of all, you told me that you sleep in there most of the time.
Yeah.
Even though you have a home. And you drove with the phone in your hand, refused to listen to the directions. I ordered you.
This is Brad.
I've got to look at the phone. I can't just listen to the bitch. I've got to look at it visually.
Listen to the bitch.
So I ordered you a clip to put into your car, and somehow you managed to not receive it. I literally went on Amazon and I bought her a car clip, and she somehow lost it.
I fucked it up immediately.
It went to an Amazon locker and she couldn't get in or something.
I didn't know how to open the locker. Why is everything so confusing for me? I don't know. There was not a door on the locker. It's sealed.
And then we got to the hotel. She goes, I'm probably just gonna sleep in the car. I like the car. I was like, please, for the love of God, sleep in the bed that I.
Wait, you prefer a car?
I prefer like a small, like lower to the ground, confined space.
She sleeps in a dog bed at home.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were gonna meet your dog.
Well, that's what you thought was happening?
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Wait, can we see the dog bed?
There's no dog.
If you want to show it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me move my dirty underwear to one side.
That's what she said.
I love this.
You went quite viral for sleeping in a dog bed on the subway takes.
Yeah, it's like I do stand up. I've worked so hard on jokes. Of course, the only thing that will ever get a pop online is me talking about how I don't sleep in a real bed. That's the dog bed. Isn't it so nice?
It's pretty big, I will say. That's bigger than I thought it would be.
So
That's
nice.
a dog
That
bed
looks
for a
cozy.
great date. What's at the
It's
end
like
of
the
it?
coziest shit you could ever imagine.
Is that all the gray? No. Go back to the dog bed, please. Thank you. What's that thing at the end? Is that a body pillow? What's that white thing at the end?
Oh, that's my blanket.
Oh, that's your blanket. Okay. Wow. That's
It's my
truly a dog
comforter
bed.
rolled up.
How did you find this out about yourself?
Yeah, that's the real question.
What a good question. Well, when I was in high school, I slept on the floor and stuff. And my mom was always just like, just do whatever you want, you dumb bitch. Like, I'm not going to make you sleep in a bed. And then,
Great parenting right there.
it was
I
pretty
actually
good,
think so, yeah. Quaker school
I
style.
think it started because I was a thrasher. So my sheets never stayed on the bed. And my mom was just like, we're done. Like, we're done putting the sheets on your bed. Like, I'm done. I've had enough. So that I started sleeping on the floor. And then it was a few years ago, I was visiting my parents and I was like, you know what? I just am sick of conforming to this weird society standard of like, why do I need to sleep in a bed? I've never liked it. You guys know that about me. And my parents were just like, just be who you are. Whatever will make you happy. We don't know how to help you. So I sold my bed and I got a different dog bed than that. It was tinier, but it was more of a cocoon. I slept in it and I instantly was just like, I could never go back. Ever.
This is fucking awesome. Does your back hurt ever, or is it like comfy?
Well, my back hurts all the time, but it hurt when I...
No. Wait, sorry.
No, this isn't
Because
one of
what?
those freaking Wim Hof things.
I was
where
thinking it's like a cold plunge.
You cold plunge, yada,
Yeah.
yada. No, this is pure neuroses, Maddie. There is no benefit. There is absolutely no benefit.
I don't know. Didn't early humans probably sleep on the ground?
That's what I'm saying. That's the argument that I'm saying. Is that like, why are we sleeping elevated from the floor?
Wow.
Other animals have evolved to have pads and hooves on their
But
fucking
they don't build
feet.
something that raises them.
Hooves.
And
What's
you know
that?
what? There's an argument on the subway
People-
tape that I
Animals
didn't
live
make.
in trees. Tons of animals sleep in trees.
Not all of them.
And they make nests.
Not
They
all
built
of them. Not all of them.
They scoop the dirt.
Only some animals. Not all of them.
Not all animals.
Not all. But bugs don't sleep in beds. Bugs just sleep on the ground.
That's so funny that's so far. You to go.
They have an exoskeleton, Claire. They have a fucking exoskeleton.
We're becoming soft as human beings. Like, when shit goes down, I want to know I can sleep on a pile of rocks, and I can.
Claire's more prepared for the apocalypse than anybody.
That's a fair
simply
point.
because she can sleep. But she can't. Her back hurts.
It always hurts. Everyone's back hurts.
No, you're friends with gay people, Claire.
I've never met my back because it hurt.
But Claire, I never introduced you. I'm so happy to have you. I think you're so talented. I love meeting young queer performers that make me feel good about the future of comedy. And you're just so funny. You're from Chicago. I think you're a lesbian, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Claire Sundbye. Yeah. Anything you?
We don't have the soundboard. Woo!
Woo! What do you want people to know about you?
Well, first I just want to say, if I can, like, I'm just, like, thank you for asking me. I'm so excited to be here. I've been obsessed with Ashley since, like, before I even did stand-up, so it's just,
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I've been a fan.
Maybe
and
that subconsciously was on my mind. Claire's a massive fan, and that's why I'm having her here.
Yeah. I swindled my way up here. But, yeah, no, I'll never forget when you called me when I was at my retail job, and you were like, want to open for me? And there were customers, and I was like, everyone leave! Everyone shut up! Ashley Gavin's on the phone!
It's interesting. It's funny. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but I've had a couple DMs from people being like, you're the reason you feel like I don't take this like seriously, because I think someone else would have done it, but it is nice to hear people be like, oh, like I realized I could be a stand-up comedian when I saw your comedy.
Aww.
Yeah.
And that's a really nice thing.
You really
to
are,
hear.
like, such a big inspiration for people, and it's very cool to meet you and walk away being like, oh wow, she's even a better person than, even I could have imagined.
Oh, let's clip that out of context. Come on, this is for the rebrand. Thank you for sticking to the script, Claire. I really appreciate it.
There's a gun to my head.
Get in the dog bed.
Yeah.
Get in the fucking dog bed. But Claire's so funny and talented.
We were in Chicago at the same time.
Yes, yeah. I think I had done maybe one mic, and I knew of you, and I was like, oh my god, Maddie.
Maddie is an absolute legend everywhere.
Yeah,
she
you're
goes.
like incredible. I mean, everyone talks about your rise and how young you are and how
Maddie.
crazy.
Let's compliment everybody here.
Thanks,
because I
crazy.
can't.
Thank you.
I can't.
But did we really only overlap in Chicago for that long? Was it not?
I don't think so.
Well, because then COVID happened too, and it kind of fucked up the whole.
Yeah, I'd never gone to a comedy club until post-COVID. I was starting doing improv in like weird alt gay spaces. So I mean, I absolutely
Thank God you got out of those.
Dude, I know. I was like, I didn't think I would get any gayer than doing improv. Jesus Christ, that's a road to transitioning immediately. Is doing improv.
Hilarious. Wait, damn! I thought we were there for longer, but I guess I would have left right after COVID. So
I'd seen you go up, and I still remember it. You crushed. You had one joke. It was like, I think I remember it so clearly because at that point I'd only like done improv where stand-ups had opened, so I'd only seen bad stand-up, and I was like, holy You did some joke that was so funny where you were like, what was it? You were like, guys are so mean to girls about astrology. I can't remember. The punchline was like, I don't know, maybe I'll trust the moon. It was just so, I don't know. And you had that one joke about,
I forgot about.
Yeah, you had one joke about like, I want McRib fat. I don't want these like, I just ate a croissant. You had two jokes like that I was like, whoa.
You've been doing
That's
that joke
like
a
so
while.
sweet. Hey, let's fuck off with that.
It can be good.
No, I mean it in a good way.
I'm kidding.
I truly mean
it has
it in
changed
a good
a little
way.
bit, but
Yeah.
that's I'm really touched that you remember. Thank you, dude. Well, I feel like then we also ended up having like a lot of like mutual friends too and stuff, and then
Yeah.
I feel like I moved immediately and we didn't get to like really hang out. But it's one of those things too where I'm like, oh, but you just like see people around on Instagram and you have so many mutual friends that I was like, we go way back. And then I was like, this might be the longest conversation we've ever actually had.
We've never actually met before.
Yeah, but it feels like, that's so funny.
Yeah, we do have a lot of close mutual friends.
I feel like the Chicago scene too like changed a lot post-COVID. And I was like leaving right as I was like, whoa, it looks different. I gotta go. But like, it seems like during COVID, like so much stuff like shut down and then like bar shows got like centralized at like Lincoln Lodge and stuff, which I love Lincoln Lodge, but it seems like it just, the whole layout has like changed. I feel like that happened everywhere. I feel like it happened in New York from what I've heard. Is that
I was
like
about to say, the
yeah.
indie scene has been totally decimated by social media.
That also happened to like businesses and stuff. It's like everything's just kind of getting like consolidated.
If you can't make yourself go viral, the indie scene is an individual's indie show because people show up to see the individual.
Interesting.
People like
there's no like knitting factory.
There's no like
Creek in the Cave.
This is just the
Third
best
Space.
place to go see up and coming comedians. There's no such thing. There's an up and coming comedian. I don't know. I think it's an interesting a question for the listener. Like, what independent things have you seen destroyed because the internet made everyone go to order a specific pancake at a specific diner? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's what drives people. People don't just like walk into places anymore. You need like an online person to tell you where to go. Yeah. And that online person is being supported by an ad-based algorithm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have no choice anymore. You're a robot listener.
Unless you get
thank you
online.
for being here.
Yeah. We're living in a simulation. We have free will. I'm programmed to do things. I totally agree.
Dude, I'm on that wave too. I'm no free will pilled pretty hard.
Wait, is this a thing that kids are saying online? No free will pill?
No, I don't know. I just admitted a pill.
Oh, okay.
But it's like
that's a good hashtag.
No free will pill. But I feel like I still feel like I have free
pill.
will. I'm like, you know what I mean? You have to act like you have it. You have to feel like you have it. But if I think about it, I'm like chemical processes, all blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a really interesting thing. Okay. Now I'm being this guy.
Go, Maddie. Go, Maddie.
I'm reading Determined by Robert Sapolsky, and it's all about his manifesto, basically, that we don't have free will. Manifesto. He's like a Stanford professor. It's like an interesting argument, but he makes the distinction that...
But he is a white man, so it is a manifesto.
Hilarious.
I believe him.
And I'm eating it up. But he makes the distinction that deterministic doesn't mean predetermined. When that's a lot of the way that people talk about free will is that like are fatalistic. It's like, oh, so everything's already going to happen. And he's like, no. Everything happens for a reason. Like something happens because there's a hormone or a chemical that made a neuron fire. No neuron in your brain fires because it's just who you are. It's like all for a reason. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it's all predetermined. You know, those are the idea that those are separate issues. I think makes having no free will a much more believable or understandable idea to people.
Palatable.
Yeah.
No free will.
It's not that it's predetermined. It's that it's a chemical string of dominoes that has been pushed.
I agree. Yeah,
a billion
it's like
years
this
ago. Yeah,
chemistry in our brain programming us to do certain things. I get chills when I hear about that.
I think you can intervene and have your chemicals. Like I think the silver lining, the way you look at it, is like, oh, okay, well, I can rebuild my life to have different chemicals firing.
Yes, I agree. It's like you still have to act like you have free will, and the way to do that is to understand the mechanisms behind it enough that you can tinker with them and not go, it's because I'm a bad person.
Right.
Like, I mean, Ozempic is like a perfect example. It's like, oh, I'm not trying hard enough versus like, well, I can like tinker on a base code level with what my impulses are, and now
love you saying base code when you can't write code.
I can do HTML and CSS.
Loser.
It's
fucking
like,
idiot.
As far from the base as possible. Do you find the idea of the no free will though like scary or like liberating or?
I find it a mixture of both because then it's the dichotomy of that means anytime I did something bad, it wasn't me doing it, but then also anytime I did something good, it wasn't me doing it. I don't know. I mean, I'm always under the idea that I think we have a lot less free will than we would like to admit as a society. I think that institution informs the individual rather than individual informing the institution. I mean, clearly look at where we are politically. That's obviously what's been happening. But I do think there are certain people that are able to be more socially cognizant of it and maybe break out of it a little more. And I'm not trying to say I'm one of them. I think I'm a total idiot. And I'm completely susceptible to everything.
I don't know. You sound pretty smart, dude.
Hey guys, which chemicals?
You sound kind of like a genius.
Which chemicals do you think made you gay? I'm just trying to make this appealing
I'm
to the
literally
listener.
imagining Cosmo and Wanda like pink and green juice.
What's that?
It was the red dye and M&Ms that they've now
Red dye 40? And it was the fluoride in the water.
The vaccine. Oh my God.
Wait, and that checks out. I'm dehydrated and I'm only bisexual. It might
so
be.
wait, do you need to be more hydrated to be gay or less hydrated to be gay?
I think it's kind of pick your poison.
I
More
think it's one
hydrated,
of the-
more.
I think if you're more hydrated, you're trans. If you're less hydrated, you're gay.
Wait, so how do you become straight?
You only drink soda
Yeah. Mountain Dew.
and like raw unpasteurized milk.
You're always
gotta,
a
like,
little
fully-
bit thirsty, but you're never gonna like pass out.
Yeah, you got to be like a white trash trad wife, one of the two.
Right.
Something where you're not getting fluoride.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
This is interesting.
Well,
I actually, let's do some research.
This is
I'll get
actually
back to
where
you.
this is what I was hoping we'd talk about. This is
actually, Claire, I feel like I don't know you well enough to know where you hoped the podcast would go, but you said you have a story, right?
You're gonna be like, of course, Claire wanted to go here. I did have a gay sex story.
I have gay sex from this week.
Oh my God.
I had
We
a-
usually go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
story, so I'm just gonna tell my story. Listener, you know that feeling when you finish an incredible love story. Your heart is still racing. You've butterflies in your stomach. All you want is more. More pages, more passion, more longing. Go deeper, fall harder, and lose yourself in romance with Galatea. If you don't know about Galatea, it's my favorite reading app where anyone craving a little me time can dive into a library of romance stories that leave you feeling recharged and fulfilled. Yeah. There are over 1,000 bestsellers to choose from, and over 30 million people have fallen in love with reading on Galatea. Join now to indulge in stories that make you feel like yourself again. Listener, these stories, they've got me amped up with love. I can feel myself carrying over some of that new relationship energy from reading on Galatea, and I'm bringing that into my love life. Jen's like, what have you been doing? I'm like, it's Galatea, baby. I'm a romantic. And right now, Galatea is offering for our listeners an extra 25% off on top of an already irresistibly affordable subscription when you go to galatea.com/gay. That's GALATEA.com/gay to indulge in unlimited stories for even less. Galatea.com/gay. Well, mine's kind of, I'm just scared to tell it because I know the person who it involves listens to the podcast and I don't.
You have to tell it then.
I went to Dallas last weekend and Dallas has been a place that I've wanted to hook up with someone.
Whoa, what a crazy thing to say. You have cities that
Wait, no, expand on that, please.
you have a list?
Oh my God. Come on, guys.
Of places that you want to hook up with someone?
No. That's just like in my mind. Like hooking up with like a cowgirl. Come on, let me have it. You don't have like a weird fantasy about hooking up with some weird emo boy?
Almost exclusively.
Right, and where would that be? Well, here. But you know what I mean. Like, laugh out loud, damn it, for the listener at home.
I'm just thinking a location-based sexual fantasy. I don't like a surfer guy.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, like a California surfer
Right, yeah.
guy.
If you're into surfer guys, you're gonna go to and you're on vacation in Maui. You're gonna hope you meet a guy if you like surfer guys.
Okay.
And me, like a girl in, cowboy boots and Daisy Dukes. I'm excited to go.
Okay.
I'm excited to go to Dallas.
Okay.
I'm on board. No judgment.
Okay. You don't have any location-based fantasies, Claire?
No.
Just
No.
someone who prefers a dog bed.
Someone who's okay with me being who I really am. That's it.
Oh.
And where's that?
Just in the dog bed. Yeah, here in Chicago. I could never have sex with someone that I won't ever see again. I don't know.
Whoa, that's a perfect way to phrase it.
I am going to be
feel
so outnumbered on this
the
episode.
same.
I am going to be absolutely roasted to ashes on this episode. Well, oh wait, Claire, didn't I tell you about hooking up with someone and you didn't realize I was in an open relationship?
Yes, I lost my mind.
Hilarious.
I was like, is she confessing to cheating? And then you're like, we're in an open relationship. It's like,
Well,
No, I'm same way. Like the idea of sleeping with someone and they live in a different city and I'm like never gonna see them again makes me sad.
I just don't want somebody to only have that version of me in their heads. You know?
Whoa.
wow.
Like,
That's
to
a
only
fascinating way
know
to
the
phrase
most
it.
intimate part of me and that be it is like, I feel uncomfortable knowing that someone is just out there, like, knowing that about me.
Dude,
Wow.
you're articulating that. I feel so similarly, and I've never been able to articulate it like
That's so
that.
funny. I
But
do
that's-
not
yeah.
think of my vagina as the most intimate part of me. I think like the most intimate part of me.
Well, it's not intimacy if you don't let anybody in.
they're in.
Really?
I'm done.
I thought you were no penetration.
No, they're not in.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're saying that is so heteronormative.
No, I know.
dude.
I was making a
That is
joke.
so
I was making a joke.
patriarchal.
Oh my god, I was making a joke. I was making a joke.
Also, me being like, that's so heteronormative, dude. Anyway, I was fucking this cowgirl. But yeah, I mean, I think like the most intimate part of me is like what I
No,
share.
what's the most
with-
heterosexual part of you?
the most
Go with that thought.
This is the most
hat.
heterosexual part of me. My
The
hat.
hat.
But I met this girl after a show, and her friends were like mostly doing the talk. I thought she was like just so beautiful. I don't usually like describe the way women look because I don't think it's important. First of all, I don't have like a super strong physical type. I have more of like a vibe type. Like I like, very more feminine women, and mostly more like I like a Manhattan femme.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So
this girl, but
you like a normal hot girl, is what you're saying.
You
And
told me
you-
you like the slicked back bun girl.
yeah,
Oh, you like a Lower East Side,
yeah,
like TikTok girl.
oh,
Yeah.
but not in personality. In personality, I want her to have like a C-level.
No, you're doing the
job.
classic thing we all do, which is where I don't like the personality that the person I'm attracted to always comes with.
no,
But that's what it is. That's the dilemma we all face.
no.
Because you describe a person, you go, yeah, but not someone who acts like that. Just someone who is that, and then at the
You're
last minute,
somehow completely opposite side. Yeah.
yeah.
I like the Lower East Side girl in her 30s in a boardroom.
We could not be more different.
I
We literally could not be
In
more
a
different.
boardroom.
Yeah, I want her firing someone, dude. I want her like
Oh my god, I'm getting so much insight as to your type. This is unreal.
I like a femme in a blazer is what I would say.
Yeah. It's the look in your eyes when you said she's got to be firing someone.
I just want her to critique me and I want to take something away from
Oh
it.
my god.
And you know what's funny is like Jen is all those things. She's really smart and she's confident and she really thinks about the words that she says, but she's not mean.
Yeah.
She's not mean. I found the absolute perfect person for me because I can really
Aw.
get sucked into that meanness.
Aw.
But she is that type, you know what I mean? She does
Yeah.
kind of look like a Lower East Side girly. Have you seen Jen Claire?
Yes, I've seen her on One Order SVU.
Oh,
How would you forget my favorite show? I have candles from Mariska Hargitay and iced tea in my back room. I love that show, of course. Of course. How dare you forget the most important part of me?
I'm dying.
She was in a coma.
Is that episode out yet?
Not the most recent one.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, Jen
But I'm
doesn't.
all over Reddit about it.
Oh yeah, we got to get that third episode, baby.
I've been knee deep in Law and Order SVU Reddit for years now.
Well, long story short, I met this girl and I don't love to talk about like physical type, but she had like red hair and she had like the jean shorts on. She had a little Southern accent and I was like, okay, well,
Yeah, that's like fucked up.
I'm fucked,
Mhm.
And her friends were like, she has a huge crush on you or whatever. And I was like, can I DM you? And,
Whoa. You're so confident. That's so awesome.
well, no, I'm not confident. I just have nothing to lose.
That's true.
If I were single, it would be so much harder,
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
to say something. So to everyone who, you should do it. You should just act like you have someone who loves you because you do. She's just in the future.
Whoa. I mean, maybe.
Or
I
the
don't know.
past.
Like,
Or the
Or the
past.
past.
or it's all over. So just go for it. Or you'll never have it again. So don't even worry about the rejection.
Got the memories.
You know, she came over, we were hooking up, and she was from like a podunk town in Texas. Like she did like 4-H and Future Farmers of America.
what is 4-H?
I had to ask her, do you know this stuff? You're from Kansas.
I know I don't know what it stands for, but 4-H is like farming stuff.
Yeah, like they
Wait, you're
milk
from
cows
Kansas?
at school.
Yeah, I grew up in Kansas.
Oh my God, what part?
I grew up in Westboro, Kansas.
Okay, I'm
That's right. You grew up
Yeah.
where the Westboro Baptist Church is.
Yeah, right. Like,
oh my God.
right where their compound is. Yeah.
Whoa, sorry, did not mean to derail us. That's
Well, I
crazy.
would love to meet a girl from there. But super my type. No, not really though, because they're not going.
Actually,
to the
no.
pool.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they're critiquing soldiers after they're dead.
Yeah. That's true. ACAB. I don't know. Kind of gone the other way to being woke.
Oh my God. Westboro Baptist Church being like part of like being like an
So
ACAP message
circle.
is so
Being like
funny.
a no bootlickers message is crazy.
All cops are bastards and all cops are gay.
Yeah.
Or something to that. Yeah.
Second one I agree with. Very true.
I mean, they do wear stupid little hats.
Yeah.
But anyway, and like a belt with like a lot of flair. They have so much flair. Cops have so much flair.
They really do. The lights in the car,
You have your own flag.
the handcuffs, Pinky.
The handcuffs, yes. Well, anyway, so we were hooking up, and she says to me like, "Hey," she's like, "I'm for, you know, I did Future Farmers of America," and she had like a job working on like a famous ranch. Like she grew up like breeding and selling rabbits, and for eating.
Whoa.
I know, Maddie.
We really don't have the same type.
And well, I'm vegetarian, and she was like so sad about it. She was like, yeah. She has this Southern accent, and like she was like, my mom's a school teacher, and I was like, no, that's such a hint that you're from the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Because like as opposed to what, like a homeschool teacher, like you're a teacher.
Oh God,
Your
you
mom's
called
a
it a school
teacher.
teacher? That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wait, can you do her accent?
It was so, dude, it was so specific because it was Southern, but she had like wet teas. Do you know what I mean? She had like New
Wet
York
teas?
Yes, I have wet teas because I'm from New York. New Yorkers have wet teas. So the way I say tea has a
Oh, I hear it.
wetness
Okay,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
She had that. And she also had
Do I
like,
have it? Tea?
not as much.
Dry tea?
Drier.
Tea.
Not totally
Tea.
dry.
Tea.
You have a dry tea.
dry.
You
tea.
also went through like vocal training, right, at your school?
Yeah.
Yeah, to get
What,
rid
how
of
do
any trace of accent.
Ta ta ta.
Ta ta ta.
So she had
Is
this
that what?
very
Ta.
specific Southern accent.
Is that what? Is that how you do it? Ta. I'm like not even fucking around. I'm like trying to like
No, I want to hear the story, but I also want to make a wet tea really bad.
it's like really confusing me. What is wet about
Well,
it? I'm
it's
like my
not
mouth's
a
always
great-
going to be wet while
It's
I'm
not
talking.
even that great a story because she was like, I just want to kiss. Is that okay? And that, and of course it's okay. Like, of course it's okay.
I'm not laughing at her saying that. I'm just laughing at your voice. I think that's very sweet.
Yes.
And people need to remember that you can just kiss.
Yes, you can just kiss. But when a woman from Texas who bred horses and rabbits says, I just want to kiss, is that okay? And then in my brain, I'm like, God, I gotta fuck her. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's such a, like, you're so cute.
That's a wet
This is
tea. That's a
adorable.
big tea. You gotta.
And of course, actually, I'm not feeling that way, right? Like, of course, we're just gonna kiss, no pressure. But there is the sick part of my mind that like is like, well, I gotta make this woman my wife. You know what I mean? Like there is a poison part of your brain that when someone makes a challenge clear to you, I don't know.
I'm not that way, but I have enough. I know people that are
I
that
think
way.
it's the same thing with a guy being like, just like a guy you've kind of described this, Maddie, where it's like the less he wants you, the more you have to make him your husband.
Sure.
That's kind of like what
I'm trying to get over that, but yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm like, this is a toxic behavior that I'm not going to like give into. So we just like made out a while and then she went home and I was like, I'm in love with you. Please don't leave.
Do you think you experience post-nut clarity?
To some degree. Like sometimes mostly in a negative way.
I'll open this up to the room, but how do you mean?
Like if I hook up with someone that, if I have like I wouldn't say a negative, if I'm so in a weird place mentally that I have a hookup that I normally wouldn't do, you know, after that hookup, if I orgasm, I'll be like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, why did you do that? Why did you give a piece of your soul to a person that you didn't want to?
Yeah. I always am like, they didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve to get that from me.
It's not about them. It's more about my own shame. You know, that's what it's more about. But if I have like a nice hookup, no, I would say I don't. I would say it's not clarity as much as it is shame and guilt.
Oh,
interesting.
We shouldn't have like shame and guilt. Like if you're craving intimacy with someone that you normally wouldn't or whatever, like you shouldn't punish yourself for that. That's a natural human
totally agree,
thing.
Yeah. Because it's just gonna like lead to more of that behavior in a worse way if you shame your initial impulses. That's not gonna be
exactly. Good. Exactly.
Well, the reason I asked is you were like, I'm in love with this girl, and then I'm like, but then if you got sex, would you be like, oh, she's just very nice?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. But she was such a sweetheart. I mean, she was really just like, I wish I could remember every detail of every weird little Southern thing she said, but God, it felt like an exchange program, and it sounds like, I mean, like a really homophobic place where she grew up. Like,
that's so
you know,
hard.
like no one talks about it. Her parents, like, she's not come out to them, but they understand that she's gay and they like don't talk about it. I mean, it's like really rough stuff. She's trying to, oh my God, you know what she said that was so cute? Because we were in Dallas. She goes like, I want to move to Dallas, but it's so fast here. It's really just so fast paced. And I was like, I almost murdered someone today because it took 7 minutes to get my Starbucks order. like genuinely, like it's so slow there. I can't even, this girl would die if she moved.
That's one time I was at this like diner in like, I think we were in Virginia, and it was like back roads, middle of nowhere. Like it was the first place we had seen in like an hour to even pull off and get anything. And we stop and it's like us and like one guy who's like came down from his farm that's across the street. And we were talking to the waitress and she's like, yeah, I had to get out of West Virginia because there was just nothing going on there. And we were like,
you came here?
It's wild. Yeah. It's like actually wild. Oh, hi, kitty cat.
Oh,
Fulton.
cute.
This is Fulton. He's the pod cat.
Oh my God, cute. I'll show you my hamster later.
You have a hamster?
My hamster's right here in the cage.
Yeah, show the hamster. Wait, I forgot to mention, she's also a horse girl, this girl.
Oh my gosh, huge.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But like true horse girl.
Let's
you know,
go.
not like rich, grew up with horses. Like she raised horses, you know?
That's so sick.
Yeah. And ranched. She can like probably like catch a cow.
I just went to, well, I'll save this for my story actually. But I went to a rodeo for the first time.
That's your gay sex from this week?
I'll get into it.
You fucked someone at a rodeo?
No, I just went to the rodeo.
She never fucks anyone.
I'm quality over quantity.
Me too.
If you're listening right now, Cowgirl, you are quality. Don't let anyone tell you that you are quantity. Listener, let me take a moment to tell you about my favorite underwear. Because I've told you a lot of stories involving underwear, but not my favorite underwear, Tomboy X. They are the makers of the original boxer briefs for women, loved by all. Tomboy X creates sustainable size and gender-inclusive underwear, swimwear, and loungewear for all bodies to help customers feel comfortable in their own skin. I've never worn underwear like it. It makes me feel like me, but it's also super comfortable, super breathable, and they have something for everybody. Not just that, it's queer founded, queer run, and queer designed. They just had their 11th birthday as a company, so they know a thing or two about making the perfect pair. And keep an eye out for their new swimwear collection. I know, I'm stoked for that. I desperately need some better shorts. And right now, you can get a huge discount. Use code GAY20 for 20% off your first purchase only at tomboyx.com. That's GAY20 for 20% off your first purchase at tomboyx.com. Anyway, Claire, did you have gay sex this week?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't. Okay.
No, I am one of those people where I have sex like once every few years.
Amen.
But I do have my favorite gay sex story that happened several years ago.
What is happening with the cat?
He just wants attention, Maddie.
Okay. Not just me and his ass. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just couldn't see you.
No, this is more important.
No, keep going. This is part of the viewing experience.
So this
listener at home, my black cat is fully blocking the camera lens. So Claire is staring into the void.
Yeah, does that mean should I keep going?
Yes, keep going.
Okay, I forgot that this even happened, and then someone brought it up a few days ago, and I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for the opportunity to tell this story again. So my last relationship, it was a woman quite a bit older than me. We dated for several years. But our first time
That's right, you told me about that. How many years older than you was she?
I think 9. Yeah, 9 years older. I was 21, she was 30 when we got together, and we lived together. It was very serious.
Too much at that age.
Yeah, I mean, I was in college. Like, when I look back on it as a 27-year-old, I'm like, I would never date a 21-year-old just in college. That'd be crazy. But our first time ever hooking up, like, I had like the biggest crush on her for so long, and I was like, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And then we go to her apartment, and it's happening, and it was like, you know that like the sex you have with someone where you're like, oh my god, this feels cosmic. This feels like our bodies just like knew each other in another lifetime. Like, I'm not having to like say I want anything, and you just like, she's just like getting it. Like, we were just like on the same wavelength. It was amazing.
Yeah, so you had really great chemistry. Can I ask you guys how you met? Yeah, we were doing like a little sketch show at Second City together where she played my mother. And that's when you knew it. The word mommy came out of your mouth and you were done.
That is so funny.
Did you like her before that, or did the mommy open it up for you?
No, the second I saw her, I was like, I'm in love. Like, it was, I've never felt that way with anybody else. Actually, if she's listening, I felt that so many times with other people. You're not special to me.
Wait, what was she like?
Well, we did have a very bad breakup. I don't want to talk shit on her if she's listening, because I do wish her the best. You know what you did, bitch. If all of your ex-girlfriends tell you that you're the problem, honey, look in the goddamn mirror. That's what I'll say. But, so our first time ever hooking up, and you guys have to understand, like, the build that I've had of, like, wanting to fuck her, and, like, all my friends knew, and it was like, it's finally happening, and I'm trying to be, like, the coolest girl alive. Like, I need her to fall in love with me. That's how I felt. So we hook up, we have sex all night, we sleep for 3 hours, we wake up, and then she's like, I want to take you to breakfast. And I'm like, oh my god, yes!
Oh.
Yes, I was so excited. But I was like, oh, like, can I take a shower? So I also have to plug in my laptop after this, but so I have to take a shit. Like, obviously I have to take a giant shit. So I was like, this is what
I don't know. It wasn't obvious to me, Claire, but
I've had sex all night. There's a lot happening, moving in my body. Obviously I have to take a giant shit. So
you've been in a bed, you're deeply uncomfortable. Things are happening in your body that you don't understand.
I've been in a bed. My system's not right. So I go through the,
I know why you have to take a shit. Because you fucking live off of absolute hot garbage for food. This is another thing about you that I was so deeply concerned
coming in
about.
With the attacks hard. Good Lord.
No, tell people what your diet is, Claire.
Okay.
Good Lord.
No.
Mostly Oreos and popcorn, and then when I need real food, I eat tuna out of a bag.
I don't know why you're so anti-furry community. Actually fucked up. I support you.
I eat tuna out of a bag.
She lives in a dog bed and eats tuna out of a bag.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I fully support it.
Thank you. I eat a sleeve of Oreos a day. Really into those.
I did. Sometimes you go to the doctor. Like, I went to the doctor and got my blood drawn, and they were like, all this shit's off. And I was like, would it be oh. Yeah. Okay.
Well, also she
I
doesn't.
didn't think that had consequences.
You've only recently started drinking water. Is that correct?
When I drink water, my eyes feel awake. My eyes feel.
Claire, I'm not trying to shit on you. I really think you're the funniest person that I've ever met in my life. Like everything you say, it's an actual miracle that you have the enough nutrients in your brain to make the complex thoughts that you make. Like, can you imagine if you had proper meals and vegetables? You'd be unstoppable, Claire.
Unstoppable. I could never do that though. I can't. I can't go against my nature. This is what I was supposed to do.
Keep going, Claire. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So I have to take a giant huge shit, and I know it's going to be bad. And she's in a studio apartment, and I don't want her to listen to it. So I said, "Hey, do you mind if I take a shower first? This is my plan. I'm going to go in. I'm going to turn the shower on. I'm going to take a massive shit, and then I don't want to flush the toilet while the shower's running because she'll know I was taking a shit. So I'm like, I've got to take the shit while the shower's running, then get in, look like I took a shower, get out, and then wait a minute, and then flush the toilet so it looks like I peed." Right. So
I mean, I don't want to have spoilers, and we can cut this if it does spoil. The idea of you steaming your shit while you're in the shower doesn't feel like a great. I'm not gonna lie. I think steamed shit, it is.
Let me aerosolize it.
Yeah. Let's really get it going.
I closed the toilet lid, so it's like
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I take a big shit, I close the toilet lid, I get in the shower, I look like I do stuff very fast. I get out, we go to breakfast. We're at breakfast. Halfway through the meal, I exclaim, "Oh my God." And I realize that I left the biggest shit I've ever taken in her toilet. And I'm in college and I have to go to class, and I'm like, I can't make it go back and flush her toilet. And I'm in love with her, and I go, I need to go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, I call my friend, I'm like, what do I do? Like, maybe you could go and flush it. And they're like, we can't break into her apartment and flush it. I was like, I don't know what to do. And so
oh my God.
I go back, I finish the meal. I'm like not saying much. She's like, is everything okay? I'm like, I just don't feel well. And then we get in the car. She drops me off at school, and I go, hey. I just, am starting to leave, and then I go, hey. I just got a complaint clean about something. Literally, I had the best time tonight, and I can't tell you why, but I just need you to promise me that when you go home, you flush your toilet and you don't look inside. And if you could just give me that solid, everything's gonna be okay.
This is a Hall of Fame level story. This is Hall of Fame.
And then I went to class, and all my friends were like, how was your crazy sex? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then we dated for 2 years.
Oh my God, did she flush it? Did she find it?
Yeah, what'd she say?
She promised
she didn't look.
She promised me she didn't look. There have been, so through our 2-year relationships, there are moments where like we were in bed after hooking up, and I would be like, you looked at it, didn't you? Like that day. And she was always like, I promise you I didn't look. And that might honestly have been the kindest thing she ever did for me in our whole 2 years together. That might have been it.
I will say that, like, if I really liked a girl and she said that to me, I think I would like her more.
Really?
Because because it's so intimate.
I have to plug my laptop in.
Also, I do think that I do think you did it the right way, because I was
imagining.
What else could I
do? What else could I do?
I was imagining there might be. It's possible that maybe you passed a kidney stone in there. It's also possible that maybe you like left a tampon in there, or maybe.
Well, but you can't flush those.
Right, but she's like she's like hiding it.
Yeah, but it would fuck up the plumbing. So that I'm just saying that you'd have to rule out.
What, you'd be like, go fish it out?
I'd be like, I don't know.
What would you guys have done in this? Like, I didn't have any other choice.
I think you did the right thing.
I'm not sure that I even would have thought of that, and I think it's a genius, because I think it implies that like You could just be like being a girl about it and be so embarrassed that you forgot to flush pee. Like I can see like a very kind of uptight girl
That's
being
true.
like,
That's actually very true. Yeah.
not a girl who sleeps in a dog bed. A girl who sleeps in a dog bed, she's not so uptight that she cares about pee. But
I think it was like a few dates later when I was like, there was a shit in there.
You did later.
It was
And
like I think because we immediately like started. It went from like a few hookups to like, oh my god, we're together now. And then I don't remember the context of how I brought it up, but I was just like, by the way, when I asked you to flush the toilet, pretty huge shit. And she was like, yeah, I figured. She was like, I assumed it was giant shit. Yeah.
Well, that was such a funny story, Claire. That's like one of my favorite stories I've ever heard on the pod. I loved that. That was so great. You need to say that on stage. Like, that is such a brilliant story.
Maybe. Okay.
You should say that on America's Got Talent.
You convinced me.
Maddie, did you have gay sex this week?
No, I had the opposite. I actually had like a weird straight awakening. Not like I'm straight, but like, no. Okay, hear me the fuck out. I tend to be very into like androgyny. A lot of the women I like tend to be kind of masculine or femme. I don't know. But a lot of the men I like.
Wait, I thought you were into more femme women.
Yeah, but then sometimes I just saw someone that changed my life. I'm like such a like I don't even know. I saw someone
What's
on a
your
dating
like
app
celebrity?
And I went, wow,
I need an example. What's your like celebrity crush?
Okay, like femme celebrity crush, like Scarlett Johansson, but then like more like mask Kristen Stewart.
This is shocking from you. This is not what I would expect.
Really? Wait, what did you expect?
As someone who just like knows you online, I guess I was expecting you to say maybe like, I don't know, like Zendaya or like someone young and hip. No offense to those.
I'm gonna jump out the fucking window.
That's so funny.
Scarlett Johansson, not allowed. So old, so uncool. Scarlett Johansson.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. But like,
I would think you being like more of a grungy girl, like someone like this. I don't know.
Kristen Stewart, I feel like is
Kristen Stewart to me is kind of just like polio looking gay. Like the type of gay person that looks like they have polio.
No, I tend to, yeah.
Sickly androgynous?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, yeah.
What about that guy that you liked who did drag? You know who I'm talking about. Rihanna, Umbrella.
Oh, Tom Holland?
Yeah, Tom Holland.
I don't know
in
a huge
drag.
thing for Tom Holland, but Tom Holland in that drag. And like, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I tend to go for a guy that like is a little like androgynous, a little like shifting weight on their hip, and like they're
fruity.
Straight, but they're like a little fruity. We were at the rodeo and I was watching these guys ride these fucking horses, and then they would play their thing and they're like, I don't know, I just wrangled her and I did what I had to do. And I was like, oh my God, I've never
We had twin experiences.
That's crazy, actually.
We actually went
that's
for the same
crazy.
person.
That's so funny. Dude, I've literally never had such a straight attraction in my life. I was like, I am a woman and that is a man. It was like blowing my mind, and it was kind of like fucking up my identity a little bit, because I was like, okay, yeah, like I like guys sometimes, but like they're like fruity guys. And I was like, these guys, I was like, dude.
Well, riding a horse in flannel, like plaid, like
no, they are kind of like riding,
twirling like a fucking thing, and they have like sparklies on their boots.
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
It's kind of fruity.
But, dude, they're like, it's something where I'm like, oh, he's like hunting. Like it was like,
ew.
So I know it was like really, really straight. I had like the most straight attraction I've ever felt in my life. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that you were, to be honest, I didn't know you were straight at all.
Oh my God, really?
Until
I
figured it out earlier in this podcast, but I thought that you were like, I thought that you used to be bisexual, and then you were like, no, I'm full gay. Did I?
No, Maddie.
No, you might just be clairvoyant, but
Maddie's never had sex with a woman.
Wait, what?
And it is my biggest project to make her
have sex with a woman. What are we even doing here? What are we doing here?
I know.
Why have you never had sex with a woman?
I know.
No, go on.
What? To be fair, I've only had sex with like 6 guys.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? It's not like I'm like, it's because I'm too full of dick. Like, you know what I mean? I haven't been dating
6 to 0 is
recently.
a pretty massive gap,
yeah,
Maddie.
I've had sex with like 3 guys.
One
of whom is our close mutual friend, Maddie. Yeah, I mean, I had a phase 3 years ago where I was like, I'm going to try fucking guys. And I hooked up with a few guys and I was like, you know what? Not for me. Didn't feel good. Don't like the sensation of a dick inside of me. But no, I mean, I remember we were like out drinking at a bar and then I was really drunk. I remember going back to his apartment. I remember waking up and being like, yeah, so we for sure like had sex. And he was like, yeah, he was so sweet and kind and, you know, let me get you an Uber. Oh, like, you know.
For me, it's not. I think the dick would be the least, and like the least disgusting part. Like the smell and body of a man, like the lips of a man, are disgusting. Like I think if it were like
here's what
the
you have
penis
to,
itself is not really what freaks me out. It's like the man part.
Huh?
Like I think gender is realer than sex for me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a devil's threesome unsuccessfully the other day.
What is a devil's threesome?
Well, devil's threesome is 2 boys and a girl. But I was trying to hook up with this girl, and she had a girlfriend who was masked, and
hilarious.
I could not wrap my brain around it. Like, I was just like, you are a boy, I am a boy, that is gay, I can't do that. Like, I like, it
That's
really,
so
it actually
funny.
fundamentally changed my thoughts about, like, gender and sex. It was crazy.
Wow.
I am now more conservative. If you wear a backwards baseball cap, you are a boy.
That's fucking hilarious.
But anyway.
But I feel like that's usually like, I tend to go for guys, not always. Like I've been in relationships where the guy was more like, he was just a guy. He wasn't queer or anything. But like
just a guy.
Just a guy.
just like a guy.
He wasn't like 3-dimensional or interesting. He's just a guy.
He's great. He's great, and we love him, and it's all good. But I'm just saying, I'm not trying to put this on anybody. But if I'm talking about my internal whatever, I tend to go for guys who are about as feminine as I am masculine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and vice versa with girls too. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like you're still equidistant along this like reflecting line, kind of.
Did you say that you're on Hinge though? Are you swiping on girls now?
I got on Raya, and then I realized that everyone on Raya is like boring. So yeah, I've been swiping on girls on.
You've
Raya
got to fuck a girl. I can't believe you haven't.
I know, it really has to happen.
You've got to.
What are you doing tonight?
I'm going to the gutter. No, I have to. All my best friends are on it. Like all my best friends are on CYSK.
The Woods on there's a gay.
Oh fuck, the Woods is tonight.
Yeah. You want to go to the Woods?
What can we do to get Maddie to fuck a woman? Like how?
We've got to go to the Woods.
Ashley's really been trying. I actually think that is the thing too. Is I just like meeting people in person so much better than online.
What like stakes can we put on this to make this happen?
Okay, Maddie,
I'm going blonde tomorrow.
You don't really.
I will enter a slutty era, and I'll do it.
I'm going to raise the stakes. You made it abundantly clear that you don't need this podcast. You are touring. You don't need this job. So
that's not what I said.
That's what she said. So if you don't need this job, if you do not fuck a woman by the end of the year, you will lose it.
Yeah.
You have been on We're Having Gay Sex long enough without having gay sex. It is time.
If you don't fuck a woman by the summertime, I'm going to fuck a man, which I hate doing out of protest.
That's so funny.
Like,
oh my God. Okay.
You should do it out of the pity of your heart. Maddie, if you don't fuck a woman, I'm gonna blow a man.
And I'm never gonna do it. That's so funny.
But think about that.
You with the mic? Ah!
Think about that poor man. Think about that poor man. I think this is a good place to end.
Buddy, you're talking to the wrong person if you think I don't know guys that want to get blown by a girl in a backwards hat. What kind of bat signal do you think I'm putting out, bitch?
We have to have Lucas back on, because do you remember when I did drag at the We're Having Gay Sex live show?
Oh my God, have you seen this?
No.
Femme Ashley?
No.
I did like basically femme drag, and Lucas, every time I've talked to Lucas brings it up fairly often. This happened like 2 years ago.
Was he so attracted to you?
He kind of was like, the first time he brought it up, he was like, this is weird. And then he was like, you kind of like looked like it was weird. And then like the 4th or 5th time, which was last night, he goes, you were hot. Like it was like unsettling to me. And I was like, I think I might be Lucas's type.
Oh God.
Wait, that's so funny.
What a flex though. What a flex for you.
I'm beautiful.
You're literally living my dream, which is to dress like this all the time and then at a moment's notice be like, Actually, I'm really gorgeous, and I tricked you by becoming your friend.
I know. I'm sort of like the she's all that woman.
You are.
I literally put my hair back, and Lucas was like, "What the fuck?"
You're so powerful. The power to
I
do
love
that.
that. We do need to debrief that.
We should
Oh
have
my
him
God, that's
on.
so funny. Wait, can I ask? Sorry, I know we have to go, but we got to my type and Ashley's type. What is your type?
Yeah, we never
Oh,
did your
yes.
type.
My type is somebody that looks like they haven't showered.
Like in like a Bonnaroo kind of way?
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, somebody like that looks like dirty, like unclean, like they have a negative relationship with their parents, like they sleep outside for fun, like a weird grungy, like eating crackers as a meal, like someone
hopping
like
in a train car kind of?
yes.
Vagabond?
Yeah.
Little
yeah,
stick with a
fully
hanky
picking up
attached
what you're
to
putting
it.
down. Yeah.
All of their belongings.
A rapscallion.
A rapscallion, like facial, like a few facial piercings that they're just like, I don't even remember getting those. Isn't time crazy? Nothing's
Oh
real.
my God, like girl with the dragon tattoo?
Yeah. Something like just like almost like a dystopian, like someone where it's like they know something I don't.
My type is dystopian. It's so funny.
Someone
I know
crawling
exactly what
on
you
all
mean.
fours around the simulation machine,
my God.
unplugging people.
That's so fucking funny, but I know exactly what you mean. Like someone
you
that
so
would kind of
much.
like lead us to water a little bit because they were like,
Yes.
Mad Max.
I learned these trails years ago.
Charlize Theron and Mad Max.
Someone that's like, I have a map of the stars on my back in case I ever get lost. Like someone like
But isn't that kind of you, Claire?
I think that's who I want to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
But
that.
type-wise, like physically, I would not be attracted to myself. I'm not attracted to. I'm tiny. For the listeners, I'm very small.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say
attracted
like
to tiny girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm 4'11". I would want someone at least 5'4", 5'5".
Okay.
If I date someone that as small as me, that's crazy. That doesn't look right.
And does masculinity matter at all to you? Femininity?
I've dated both sides of the spectrum. I don't know. Probably someone. I consider myself like I don't really wear makeup. I don't wear skirts, but I would not consider myself masculine either. So probably someone like that in between.
Okay, so you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess. Me, but taller and hotter and doesn't shit as much is basically it. Yeah.
So you're like Madame Tussauds wax figurine.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. But
Well,
yeah.
thank you so much, Claire. What do you want to plug?
Oh, wow. I can't believe it's over. I've had so much fun.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was so fun.
Dude, this was so fun. I didn't know you were the guest today when I came over, and I'm like so thrilled. This is fucking awesome to actually get to like.
I can't believe that so-and-so didn't tell you that we fucked. That's crazy.
That's so funny.
What a good person.
Are you
not do that.
going to bring it up to him?
I won't if you don't want me to. I know. I genuinely didn't know.
I don't want because I do like I really like have so much like love for him. I wouldn't want him to feel betrayed if I told anybody.
Yeah. I'll just.
Wasn't a big deal to me. He gave me a
It's
dresser.
bleeped and lives and dies
It
here.
would be pretty betraying to know that the lesbian told someone that one time they fucked that guy.
He should feel special. Like it was hard for me to pick which guys I would feel comfortable trying to have sex with, and it speaks to his heart that he made the list. So
Yeah, he's like a safe, sweet dude.
He is actually a good one though, because he's not the type of guy that like would be like, she's straight for me. You know what I mean?
Never.
He would never do
that.
that.
No, but my lips are sealed, but my eyes are wide open. You know what I mean?
The next time you see him.
Stuff,
Hey!
all my social media handles are Lil Shrimp Snack, LIL Shrimp Snack. Nothing is my actual name, so that's where you can find me on social media.
And I know you don't like. We should have you back when you're promoting something, because I know you're not like really posting or anything. But I think your stand up is so good, and I think you are so naturally funny, and I think you're so interesting. I really think you're gonna be a star, and I'm just so excited for you. You open for a lot of really great comedians too. So, if you're in the Midwest seeing me, there's a good chance you might see Claire at a show.
Wow, I think the world of both of you. This was so special to get to do. Thank you for having me.
So sweet.
Saying all that nice stuff.
This is so fun.
Maddie, anything you want to plug?
I'm on Instagram at Maddie T Wiener. My Punch Up Live is in my bio, and it has all my road dates coming up, and you can sign up to find out when I'm in your city. And I have a podcast called Phone Is in the Bag with my good buddy Kenyon.
And I just did an episode.
And Ashley just did it, and it's coming out soon, I think. It's coming out soon. No,
it's not out?
I don't remember. I'm really bad at my job.
I think it's out because you released the clips.
It is out. It is out. It's out.
It's out.
It's out now. It's out now.
Go watch it. It's really funny.
Unlike me, it is out now.
We're waiting.
You're going to have to come visit New York so we can all go to the woods together.
Yeah, I want to come to New York and we can hang out and I can bring my hamster.
And I can bring my rabbits.
Okay, none of that. No rodents are coming to the woods.
Rabbits.
I know that's where they belong.
Rodents.
What
they
are
develop
they?
the teeth thing independently.
What are
they? A whole
they?
other fucking genus.
Well, what genus are they?
They're called it starts with an L. Lagomorphs. They're lagomorphs.
Wait, that's the teeth that rodents have?
They both have the long front teeth that keep growing unless they grind on something, but they are developed it independently.
I keep growing it if I don't grind on something. Ew. Oh boy.
Yeah,
we're out here.
Oh boy.
Pretty good stuff.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, yeah, I think we're done. I don't promote my stuff enough at the end of these. I ran into some girls who didn't know my show in New York was happening. They are podcast listeners. They were at the venue when my show was there.
Wow, you don't promote stuff enough. If there's anything I would say about you, it's you're too lax with promotion.
Yes. You understand me. So, for the love of fucking God, can you just get on my text alert? I won't even bother you until it's time to bother you.
Just so mad.
It's infuriating. This is my core audience. This is the people I should be reaching the most easily, and they had no idea. That's crazy. You guys are nuts. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Patreon.com/WHGS. A fair amount of this is going to be behind a paywall. Thank you guys for listening. One more time. I know you hear me say it, but are you really listening, listener? Are you hearing me right now? Listener, make eye contact with me. If you love this pod, consider donating $1 at patreon.com/WHGS. If all of you did this, I would never have to say this again. We could give Alex a big fat raise.
Please.
And it really helps us, it really helps us make the clips, and produce the episode and keep this thing going. And, it's important. I don't really like tooting my own horn in this way, but a lot of you have reached out saying how this has helped you with your own sexuality or identity. And maybe those people can't necessarily afford, but if you can afford, you are helping someone. It's nice. Be a part of something. Okay. God. And then as always, sometimes a gay thought. Do you have any news pulled up?
Gay news. Opinion. Why dads
I literally just pulled this up.
take their gay sons to Hooters. Do they?
I don't know if they do.
That seems so antiquated.
I actually think I'm assuming the gay dad the dad thinks of the gay son. This is a New York Times article. We have not read it, but I'm assuming the premise of a dad taking their gay son to Hooters is that the boobs, once they see the boobs, they'll change their mind.
Yes.
I actually think you should do the opposite. I think you should take them to a Chippendales to frighten them. A young boy seeing a bunch of men with their dicks out bouncing around in women's faces.
Yeah.
But seeing the boobs is going to further traumatize you into being more gay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want them to have a negative male sexual experience.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear. I'm not advocating for any of this. I think let your kid be gay. But if you were going to do it, wouldn't you want to create a Pavlovian response, like give them food poisoning at the Chippendales?
Yes. I would think so.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Or at least have them associate in their brains.
Dick bad.
Dick with my dad.
Dick with my dad.
Yeah. And then
I can't have sex with you. It makes me think of my dad.
Yes. Boom. No more gay sons.
No more gay people. We fixed it, guys. It gets better.
You're welcome, Republicans.
Thank you guys for listening. Have a good week, everybody.